MeshCast verified. Today's episode, 5 open source repos that solve Claude Code's #1 problem by Ethan Nelson. 23 views premiered 4 hours ago. We checked every factual claim in it against GitHub's API and against the repository's own benchmark documentation. Here is exactly what held up and what did not. Top line first. The repos are real. All 6 of them. This is not a hallucinated video. Every project named exists, is genuinely open source, and does roughly what he says it does. The problem is not the recommendations. The problem is the numbers attached to them, and one specific claim that is flatly checkably wrong. Claim 1. Graphify. Verified true. Graphify-Labs /Graphify, 107,000 stars, Apache 2.0 licensed. It turns a codebase into a queryable knowledge graph so the agent stops grepping, and yes, the Obsidian Vault export he demos is a real feature. Claim 2. RTK. Also verified true. It is a Rust command line proxy that compresses noisy command output by 60 to 90% before it ever reaches your context window. Claim 3. Claude code tips. Verified true and more precisely than we expected. Voice input, GitHub CLI, /commands, breaking large problems into smaller ones, multitasking with terminal tabs. Every single tip he lists is actually in that repository. Claim 4. ccusage. True, with one correction. The repo has moved. It is no longer RIA-pippy /ccusage. It now lives at ccusage /cusage, and it tracks 16 different agent command line tools, not just Claude code. One aside that sounds fabricated but checks out. He mentions having Fable or Opus 5 run a task. Both are real Anthropic models, shipped in June and July of 2026. Credit where it is due. Claim 5. Caveman. The repository is real, 98,000 stars. But the token savings claim is misleading, and the source that proves it is Caveman's own documentation. Caveman ships a file literally called honest numbers. It states that the skill shrinks output tokens only, input reduction, 0%, and the skill itself adds 1 to 1,500 input tokens on every single turn, which means on already terse workloads it can go net negative. You can pay more to use it. The project's own headline was also quietly revised down from 75% to 65%. Claim 6. Ponytail has 102,000 stars. True. It is at 104,000 today. And now the headline error. On Ponytail he says, quote, "I've tested it out. It does work. It reduced it by 70%. That is false. Ponytail's own README reports 54% less code, 22% fewer tokens, 20% cheaper, 27% faster. There is no 70% figure anywhere in that project, and there is real history behind that number. Ponytail originally claimed 80 to 94% less code. A contributor challenged the baseline as unfair. The maintainer rebuilt the benchmark as a proper agentic run and published the lower honest figure, so 70% matches neither the retracted claim nor the corrected one. It appears to be invented. Last correction. He calls Ponytail similar in essence to Caveman. Misleading. Ponytail's own FAQ says the opposite. Caveman shrinks what the agent says. Ponytail shrinks what it builds. Different halves, no overlap. In Ponytail's benchmark, Caveman actually increased token use by 7%. They are not variations on the same idea. Final scorecard. 9 claims verified true, 3 misleading, 1 false, plus a title that promises 5 repos and delivers 6, and a chapter marker that credits the 102,000 stars to the wrong project. The verdict? Trust the recommendations, verify the numbers. Every repo in this video is worth installing. Not one of the statistics should be repeated without checking it first. That is MeshCast verified.